Alright, so this is episode 11, Pandemonium. If you're wondering why my voice sounds different, well, this is what happens when you are sick and you're not allowed to take a sick day. So, no recap, but I do have my full-length reaction up on Patreon, which you guys can check out in the description down below. Other than that, let us get started. The Pandemonium is... Alright. It was my name to begin with. Ah, okay. Ivory one. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's fucking go. No, we're gonna get hit with an opening first. Alright, now that the fucking Pandemonium said that, I'm kind of upset that the person in the previous episode had corrected me on the difference between Pandemonium and like the spelling. So, you know, at first I was just kind of like, okay, like, cool, thanks for telling me. But then afterwards, I was just like, I feel maybe they would have explained it to me later on, but Pandemonium literally just explained it to me here, so now I'm upset that I didn't get to find it out on my own. Instead, I find it out through a comment. Alright, that's my complaint for today over. Oh my god, I couldn't even laugh, dude. It's so airless. Oh my god. But it's nice, we learned that the Ivory hero is the one who locked her in there. But, you know, she did say that the Ivory hero couldn't kill her, so. A bit of the Ivory one. Personality or like an actual, like, bit? Yeah, she's not... I was gonna say, she's not really taking this seriously. Really? Really? Nani? So you're the weakest? Is she just gonna eat the other? Yeah, she's using herself as a... Or is this... Alright. Meanwhile... Alright. Understandable. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, she's healing. Important what? Yeah, even though she hates her, she knows that... Oh, Momo's low conscious. Half of that isn't right. I just want to try making a movie. You have cameras, though? You know? Like I said, you got cameras? Of this panic film. Panic film? I feel like you're just trying to make a snuff film at this point. I mean, it is a snuff film already. Mm-hmm. Pandemonium. Mm-hmm. That's the truth in a way. Understandable. Why did that sound like Godzilla? Wild shit is happening, dude. A wild battle, Ashuna. If you've learned, you'd wish you'd be here. How aggravating. But she just keeps making more. Oh. Kinda makes me wonder, does she feel pain? Oh my god. They grew arms from eating her arms. It was one arm, but you know. Used a lot of ether? I was supposed to say Ethereum, but that's a that's a crypto. Mediocre etheric capability. Alright. She's almost running out. Oh my god. Who do you think you are, Luffy? Whose sword is that? Is that Ashuna's? Okay. I think we saw the sword in the nighttime, I just couldn't think. I'll ask if we're mating for the first time. I I should have known when she said for the first time. Oh. Wow. Nice and clear cut. How? The music is speeding up. And then it just dies out. Hashino's like, alright, you've got my attention. Let's grow new arms then. She's going straight into the core or whatever it was called. She's a different case? Earthen. She connected to the earthen and heavenly veins. Wow. You're like the ivory one. Just a tiny bit. Alright, we'll see. We'll see. Oh my god, dude. Just turned her into a ball. Oh, we're trying to ask about Momo? Oh. Oh, here comes the Pandaemonium. Oh my god. Well, there also goes the entire castle. Oh shit, dog! Got a gaijin up in here. Oh. Understandable. This is why you guys shouldn't put your guard down. Even if you think you've killed it. Oh shit. Did I say gaijin? Kaiju. Jesus. Her trigger word. Oh, you're a cute little monster, alright. I can't disagree with that. Sure. No. Ew. It'll become a different movie. Yep. Oh, you're even weaker. Oh shit. Oh, so she can just teleport. Really? Do you even remember? I mean, she remember movies and all that, but... She can't remember either. She's been living in this world for so many years already. Many years. I've forgotten a lot already. Oh. Oh. So she was being bullied? How were you able to escape? Was it that light? Well, no, she was already outside beforehand. Hmm? Huh. You know, I was thinking about that too. Alright. Ah. I was thinking, is it... I mean, it's Akari, but like... Oh, okay. Uh-huh. I heard it in the fog. Ah. Alright. At all, okay. Alright. Oh, her memory's evaporating. Good thing there's a chair for you to sit on, huh? Indeed. What's with people and putting their guard down around this girl? Why? What? What? Oh my god. Flare! Yeah, definitely. What's the point of going back to Japan, though? Oh my god, it's a giant centipede? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's CG. You know, I've been heating up this whole time, and I can't tell whether it's because of the light, or it's because I'm sick, or maybe because it's both, but like, it's getting extremely hot in here. Maybe I'm about to come down on a fucking fever or something, but... Holy shit. So the Pandaemonium knows a way to go back to Japan? But I had that other question on whether if you do go back to Japan, does your pure concept fade away? You know, do you not have pure concept anymore if you go back to Japan? And then the other thing that I was thinking that I had written before I deleted it, because somebody freaking told me the difference between the spelling of Pandaemonium, but I had written my note and they were saying, thinking about how, what if the Pandaemonium wasn't the real one? You know, like, what if she's just kind of like a puppet? So that's what I was thinking because of the name. And so, don't mind me, I'm just a little salty. I'm just a little salty, but it is still, in the end, a little bit of Occam's razor. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Alright. Alright, let's hope I don't pass out and let me go write my notes. And we'll be back to the center. So, in this scene, right, Ashina says ordinarily humans can't use powers that goes beyond their etheric capacity, but then Menou does it anyways, and she, despite her having a mediocre etheric capacity, so she has like a low mana reserve, she's able to connect both the earthen and the heavenly veins. And so we have here where Pandaemonium goes and says, I really do think you're like the ivory one, just a little bit. And so I was thinking, because I was trying to figure out what does she mean by, you remind me of the ivory one. And so I was thinking perhaps it is that etheric control, or just like what, I don't know what episode it was, episode 2 or episode 3 when we had that, or is that episode 4 actually, when we had that flashback with Flare. And they had said that because Menou got wiped and she survived, her memory got wiped, her personality got wiped, but because of that she's able to do etheric control without feeling like pain and all that. And so Flare was just kind of like, oh, she could be a good magecraft tool. So I was wondering if that is sort of what Pandaemonium is talking about in the similarity of to the Ivory Hero. This is the part where I tell you that these are all rhetorical questions. Please do not answer anything. Because I'm up to this point where if I see anybody even say anything that I feel like is something that I could learn later on, I'm just gonna delete it. That's where I am. I'm usually very patient when it comes to spoilers and all that. If I'm not doing a reaction video on it, I don't really mind spoilers all that much, but when I'm doing reaction videos, I mind spoilers a lot because, you know, it's going to dampen my reaction to it. But it's this is yet me saying again, all rhetorical questions. Don't answer anything. Please, you freaking light novel readers. God, that fucking... I think your efforts are victorious. And then she just fucking comes back anyways with a giant monster. I can't believe I said gaijin last time. It's supposed to be kaiju. Gaijin means like a white person, isn't it? So I literally just said, oh my god, it's a white person. Anyways. Well, actually, gaijin is more or less foreigner, isn't it? That one you can answer because that's just Japanese. I don't want my old world. Yeah, what's good for nothing. I'm fucking dead with that fucking, this note right here. It literally could have just kept it at a vase of flower on a dead, usually for a dead student. But no, somebody had to put i.e. Akari was being bullied. Thank you, translator. So, like, is a world like that really worth it? Of course it is. The world doesn't exist for your sake, you know? We exist for the sake of the world. Huh. You know, that sort of feeling that Akari has? By the way, if you see me tears in my eyes or something, I'm not actually crying. I was coughing a lot during my note writing session that I'm just... tears are coming out because I'm coughing so hard. That kind of resonates with the first episode and when we got to see the guy who came into, you know, the guy who got killed by Menou, and how he kind of feels like, you know, his world sucks and he doesn't really, he feels like he's not really important somewhere. I might just be putting words in his mouth at this point, but when he discovers his power, he's just kind of like, wow, so now I can shape this world into what I want to do. You know, I've got this super fucking awesome power, so now I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that's what kind of makes me think of what Akari is saying here too. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know. You don't mind getting killed by her. What a beautiful friendship. But I feel sorry for you. You don't realize that you're at a dead end. You really believe that there's a way out. But there is. Why wouldn't there be? That's what this power is for. No, you'll never make it. Because to the people who can connect to the Astral Archive, your regression means nothing. So, the people who are connected to the Astral Archive can retain their memories? Basically? Like, they know that the world is going back, but they're just kind of like, whatever. Let's just keep fucking Akari up. AKA Flare. The memories of this planet and what powers ether, the origin of the Lord written about in the priestess's scriptures. There's no way to cheat it. Even up to this point, it's no accident you kept failing, you know? Someone used their power to make sure you failed. So, Flare is connected to the astral, whatever it is. I need to write that down. And so, with that, it kind of made me wonder if what was that light shining down on Akari, was that the astral I was gonna say the astral projection, but that is D&D shit. The Astral Archive. So like, was that sort of like the Astral Archive just pointing down at her? I was wondering if that was the light, because I was originally I was like, was that the Pandaemonium? But now, well, I didn't know who it was, and then I was like, is that the Pandaemonium? But now I'm just like, maybe it's the Astral Archive. So the Astral Archive is the memories of this planet and what powers ether. And so Akari is trying to regress and try to change what is her future, but people who are connected to the Astral Archive knows of this, so they're essentially stopping her every time. So the Astral Archive is kind of like destiny, you know, it's kind of like fate. This is what is going to happen to you either way, doesn't matter. When I'm thinking about this, right, the only thing I'm thinking of is this is Final Fantasy VII. This is Final Fantasy VII Remake specifically. Oh my god. The planet! Mako! I can't believe it. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake again, so... Alright, so that was episode 11 of The Executioner and Her Way of Life. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys, unless you're just out here to answer questions that I could just learn later on in the story. All rhetorical questions from this point on, alright? Don't answer anything. But my thoughts overall on this is that we've got some nice fight scenes. We've got to see more magecraft. I think that's what it was. My sick brain is starting to hit me now. Yeah, we've got a nice amount of action scenes, and then we've got a whole bunch more information drops on us. Which is always nice, but we've learned quite a few things. I mean, we've learned about like the difference between the two Pandaemonium spellings. We've learned that Pandaemonium, out of the 4 major human errors, she's the weakest but the worst. And we've learned that the Ivory Hero is the one who sealed her in there, and that there's a bit of ivory in Menou, which I already explained during my rewatch and my note-taking. And then we've learned about Astral Archive, which I've already said it. It reminds me of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And it is just fan-fucking-tastic, you know? And you know what, Akari? What the fuck is wrong with my voice? You know what, Akari? If Sephiroth can do it, you can do it. So anyways, I feel like I just have a lot of bits and pieces that I wanted to talk about. Again, I already talked about what I feel is like what Pandaemonium means when she says she sensed a bit of ivory in Menou. But then there's also Akari, who went to Momo to, it seems like she regressed time a bit on Momo in order to keep her alive. Perhaps she feels like Momo is not going to make it on her own, so she's just decided that she's going to come in and help her anyways. She goes and she says things to Momo, but perhaps she, at that point she did. It seems like she didn't realize that Momo is awake. Perhaps Momo has heard of what Akari had said, or she's awake a bit when she got regress. So I wonder, but will she remember this, and will Momo talk about this to Menou? And then speaking more of Momo, you know, we see Ashuna is out here worried about Momo, so that's very nice. Hopefully Ashuna will come and visit her at the church. We'll just have to see, you know, maybe Ashuna would just come here just to fucking tease her while Momo's in the fucking bed, can't do anything about it. But I think that's basically it on Momo and Ashuna, and wanting to talk about the Pandaemonium. She was talking about how she wants to make a movie because she loved watching movies, but there's no movies in this world. Even though you can record things, you can record things through scripture, but like I don't know if you can record things through other through other objects or whatever, or is this just a false thing? You know, maybe the false should start making movies. But anyways, yeah, the Pandemonium wants to make a B movie specifically. She wants to make a panic film, albeit I feel like this is just a snuff film at this point. But I was thinking perhaps this is her way of remembering her past, since she says that she doesn't really remember anything from her past because she's already past that point. She's become a human error. She still remembers things like movies. So, you know, I was thinking, this is just her way of remembering the past, and that also goes when Pandemonium confronts Akari and she wanted to talk to Akari about Japan, and she's just kind of like, yo, you know, let's talk about it. Even though I don't know anything, I still want to hear about it. But then we find a little bit more about Akari's backstory. Probably, I think. We find out that Akari, she basically has no love for Japan. Despite her not really remembering too much memories of Japan, the feelings that she has in Japan is like good for nothing. And so we saw a flash of her being bullied, i.e. the freaking translator notes. So it seems like she was being bullied, which is, I mean, understandable if you were being bullied and you come into this world where you get this super awesome power, and then you've got a girl who you love, and also you want them to kill you. I guess, you know, you're going to do just about everything in order to get that achievement. And again, like I said, it just kind of resonates with that guy that we saw in the first episode. But because Akari is doing what she's doing, she kept regressing time over and over. She was warping the prison of fog, and she warped it enough where there's a bit of a gap for Pandemonium to squeeze through, although she said she only managed to squeeze through like at least a pinky, and then that pinky kind of just formed into, you know, this puppet that she has. So we've learned that the Pandemonium right now is not actually her real form, which is just kind of wild, consider that if this is just like a fucking pinky that she came out of, or is just a puppet that of hers right now and she's already this powerful. Damn, dude. But she's also saying that she's the weakest out of the four, so it's just kind of like, damn, dude. Pandemonium did say that Akari is at that point where she needs to refrain from using the pure concept because she's lost too much of her memories now at this point. And I assume she's saying that because Akari is now teetering at the point of becoming a human error. But Akari does it anyways because she doesn't really care about her memories of Japan. She only cares about memories of Menou. So when she does that, we saw that perhaps more of her memories are being wiped, you know, the memory of her being bullied in Japan. So it seems like that part is being wiped. And we also saw that Pandemonium says that Akari's personality isn't the same as she was in Japan. So, you know, that's I would assume that works for Pandemonium as well. Her personality has been warped and twisted now. So she's not the same girl that she used to be when she was in Japan. Pandemonium, I mean. And then that's when we get this freaking bombshell of a drop that is the Astral Archive. The memories of this planet and what powers ether and the origin. The sentences are, I don't know, I feel like they're connected but also not. But she's saying the origin of the Lord written in the priestess's scripture. I mean, I guess the false worship someone, so like, okay, so the Astral Archive, and there's no way to cheat it. So like, with the people who are connected to the Astral Archive, Akari regressing through this doesn't really mean anything to them because they still remember everything. Pandemonium says that it's no accident that you keep failing. Somebody is connected to it and they're making sure that you fail. That's when Akari realized that it's Flare who is most likely connected to the Astral Archive and is the one who is continuously thwarting Akari's attempts. Although I can't figure out why they keep letting Akari do it. Like, are they trying to turn her into a human error? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is that the case? So then they're just like, alright, she's a human error, let's fucking kill her. But like, it seems like the whole time Flare is out here killing Menou. So like, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, like, are they trying to kill Akari But like, they're trying to kill Akari, but then Menou gets in the way all the time. But then if Menou gets in the way all the time, they would remember it. Flare would remember that. And then, I don't know. But Pandaemonium gives Akari a secret, which is there's a way to go back to Japan. To which, how does Pandaemonium know that? And also, if they could go to Japan, if there is a way to go to Japan, who else knows that? Do the false know that? And if the false know that, why are they just killing off the lost ones instead of sending them back to Japan? But this is just the assumption. If the false know it, then why are they having executioners? Because the false and the noblesse are like, the noblesse, it seems like for the most part, are the ones who are summoning the lost ones at the current moment. So like, why don't you just take them and send them back to Japan? And if they have pure concept still, then it's Japan's problem now. We'll just take the last one and push them somewhere else. Well, we also did find out from Manon's mom, or from Manon, that her mom came to this world through just like the pure power of Isekai. Like, nobody summoned her or anything. She just wandered into this world. So, again, even if they just wandered to this world, why can't we just take them and push them somewhere else? Perhaps we'll learn a little bit more about this whole plan to go back to Japan. Although I swear to Christ, if they say the only way to go back to Japan is through death, I'll be like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. So, I was thinking, and I will continue to say that these are all rhetorical questions. Do not answer any of them. If Pandaemonium says that Akari is now at that point where she needs to refrain from using pure concepts, so this is the time to change everything without having to regress another time, because if she regress again, I would assume she'll turn into a human error. So this is like the final timeline for her to be on. Whatever, I don't, my words are failing me. But if that's the case, why don't we just talk to Menou about it? Why don't we get Ashuna to be a part of this? Momo perhaps is now starting to get a little suspicious of Akari, so like at this point you might as well just be like, BT dubs. I know I'm talking about through Akari's perspective. Why don't you just freaking tell Menou, be like, yo dog, you're gonna die by the end of this. And like, Menou already has that feeling that you've regressed multiple times, so like if you say it, she'll be like, okay, I believe you. At some point you're just like, alright, all I want you to do is kill me by the end of this, but like you're the one who ends up dying, so like, fucking get good, Menou. Bring everyone on board at this point, because Menou and Momo has that suspicion that you've regressed through many times, and if you bring Ashuna on board too, her intuition will probably be like, yeah, okay, let's fucking do it. Let's take down the Astral Archive, am I right? There's no way to cheat it? Well then the only way to do it is just to blow up the Astral Archive. Blow up the world, I say. Alright. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode. And hopefully, not in this voice anymore.